Alright, so this is a quick tutorial on how to create the images that we use for things like your randomizer effect or your this and that effect. Alright, so the quickest, most intuitive way is to use Canva. So you just go to your web browser and type in canva.com and you'll get to Canva. It's completely free. You just need to sign up for it. This video is in response to this question over here. So I'm just going to use the images and names and formatting, I guess, that I used for the randomizer video. So you'll see as soon as you open up Canva that you have a whole bunch of templates that you could potentially use here, but I'm just going to go and create a custom design. And over here by the width and height, I'm going to choose 700 by 700 because I found that that's a resolution that you can sort of import without having sizing issues, but also one that isn't so low quality that it's there. Alright, so as soon as you hit create design, you're going to be met with this blank page over here and a whole bunch of other UI that you're going to be using to work off of basically. So on the left here we have a whole bunch of templates. Canva doesn't really know what I want to do, so it's just going to throw whatever it can at this point. If you see a template that you like, then you can obviously click on that, and then here by elements it's a whole bunch of shapes and pictures and little stickers and stuff that you can add to your scene. And then we have uploads, which is what we're going to be using for this, where you can upload files from your computer onto your Canva. Happy Pride Month, by the way, to everyone who celebrates. And if you're watching this well after Pride Month, then happy Pride in general. Over here by text, that allows you to add in a little text box. Canva comes with a whole bunch of fonts. And it's also really intuitive to use, but we'll go over that in a second. Alright, so to upload the images that you want, you can either drag and drop them from your computer or hit upload files. I'm just going to drag and drop them. So I'll pick, I don't know, Armin and Senku and just throw them in there. They're going to upload here on the side, as you can see. And once they're done uploading, I'm just going to take them and throw them right onto the page. So since the canvas is square, anything outside of the canvas isn't going to be shown in the photo, so I'm just going to stretch Armin out. As you can see, he's rectangular, but everything outside of the page is invisible. Senku is, I think, a square image, so that sort of just drags on perfectly. In the little this or that tutorial, there was the photo of the character and then the name of the character underneath, so I'm going to add text as well for the name of the character. Here are a bunch of pre-made text that Canva gives you. If it has a crown on it, that's for pro users. If you're using it for free like I am, then you obviously just click the ones without the crown. If you want a pre-made sort of font and design, I'm just going to make one myself. So I click add text box. I'm going to put the name of the character in there and then go and select a font. Obviously again, select a font that doesn't have the crown on it if you're not using pro. Alright, I'm just going to click on this Anton font because it's really easy to read, and I'm just going to drag the name out to a size that I want. With the font, you can change the font color and do a whole bunch of things, I guess, that you can do on Microsoft Word. So you can make it bold, you can make it your text in italics, you can underline it, you can have it in all caps or have the first letter as caps. You can align your text left, right or center. You can have a list, line spacing and all that. You can also sort of adjust the transparency, which is how invisible the text is. So if you want, ghost font, quote unquote, then you decrease the transparency to whatever you feel comfortable with. I just want I want the text fully visible, so I'm just going to leave it at 100. Alright, and then now that I'm happy with the way the page looks, I'm going to hit copy, and then I'm going to head on over to Armin's page and hit paste. Doing it like this makes it so that it pastes in the exact same position with the exact same style of font and everything else that I've selected. So all I need to do is basically just change the word written on there and then recenter it again, because Armin and Senku don't have the same amount of letters and aren't the same length. So I just need to center it, but essentially it allows you to keep the uniformity of all of your effect images. Alright, downloading these images onto your computer is super easy. Just go to share and hit download. If you want to download everything all at once, then just hit download and it's gonna save it into a little zip folder for you. And then if you want, like one photo instead of like everything, just uncheck the photo that you don't want, hit download, and that's going to download as a PNG instead of a zip folder. Alright, and then after you unzip the folder, then all the images are just going to be neatly in one folder for you to sort of drag and drop into Effect House. And when you import your images into Effect House, I believe they need to be under a megabyte. So as you can see, these are around 777 kilobytes, even with all the color data going on. So 700 by 700 is like a decent sort of resolution to work. Alright, so the one downside to Canva is that you need constant internet access to be able to use it. So if you're in a situation where you don't have access to the internet, you're going to have to wait until you do to carry on with the project. So if you don't have like constant access to Wi-Fi while you work, and you also don't just want to like run your data dry with like TikTok effects, then here is another option for you. Alright, so this is Krita or Krita or Krita, however you want to pronounce it. It's basically the free, less fancy version of Photoshop. So we are going to open a new file and then again set the width and height to 700 by 700, just like we did in Canva. And then the page opens up to something that kind of looks a little like Photoshop, a little like Microsoft Paint. And then again, I'm just gonna drag and drop Armin and Senku in there, and here you either insert as like a layer or insert as many layers if you are adding more than one photo. Instead of importing on separate pages, they import on separate layers, as you can see over here. And then to resize your photos but still keep the same sort of resolution, you need to hold down Shift and then drag the little corner. Alright, and then once you have your photos in place, then you can go ahead and click on the T over there. This T is for text. As soon as you hit text, it's going to load onto a brand new layer. And again, then you can choose, a bunch of different fonts. Here I'm going to use Luckiest Guy font. For some of these, you need to like load the font onto your own computer, and then it'll like automatically load onto Krita. Alright, to make additional changes to your font, maybe you don't like how it looks or whatever, you double click on it, this panel is going to pop up again, make all the changes that you need to, hit save and then hit close. If you just hit close, the changes that you made aren't going to be saved, so that's a little annoying, but yeah, you get used to it. Alright, and then now that I'm satisfied with the way that Senku looks, I'm going to pretty much do a similar thing for Armin. I'm going to toggle Armin's layer on, switch Senku's layer off, and then to copy a layer, you need to like go to the layer, right click, hit copy layer, and then hit paste, and that's going to copy as a brand new layer. Again, double click the text and change the word to Armin because that's his name instead of Senku. Then I'm just going to recenter it as well. And then just to make life easier for yourself, you can create groups for the layers. So I'm going to have the Armin group and the Senku group. This is especially useful if you have like a whole lot going on, just so you can like keep track of the layers, because they can get like really muddled and messy if you don't like order them correctly. You create a group by clicking on the layers that you want in the group and then hitting Ctrl G. Right, so unlike Canva, with Krita you need to like one by one save the images that you want onto your computer. So I'm going to come here, hit export, find like a neat little like folder to put everything into. and then export them as a PNG file. As soon as you hit save, then the image is saved onto your computer, just waiting to be dragged and dropped into Effect House. I hope that this video helped, and please don't shy away from asking any questions in future. I'll try answer as many as I can with the schedule that I have going. But anyways, bye. I am SparkleBerrryJam. Till the next time you are stuck.